porch light's been burning since I was young. Through every goodbye, through every song, I used to think the road would set me free. Never knew what freedom meant to me. I left with a heart full of restless dreams, chasing distant towns and silver screens. Now every mile I thought I had to take feels like another memory I can't erase. Beneath the fading porch light I can see all the roads that brought me back to me. Every loss, every scar, every long goodbye, every dream that slipped beneath the sky. I spent too many years trying to outrun time. Now I'm learning to leave some things behind. If life is just a road through the dark and light, I'll find my way beneath that porch light. There's an old guitar leaning by the wall, still holding the chords I played when I was small. My father taught me 3 songs and a prayer. Said, son, life gets heavy, but love gets you there. I didn't listen like a young man should. Thought I knew the world better than he could. Now I give anything for one more night to hear his old voice beneath that porch light. Beneath the fading porch light I can see all the roads that brought me back to me. Every loss, every scar, every long goodbye, every dream that slipped beneath the sky. I spent too many years trying to outrun time. Now I'm learning to leave some things behind. If life is just a road through the dark and light, I'll find my way beneath that porch light. Maybe we don't find the meaning on the way. Maybe it finds us when we finally stop to stay. All those years I thought I had to prove were just teaching me what really matters to lose. The tears I cried, the roads I feared, the dreams I left behind. I don't need to know what tomorrow brings. I've made peace with all the unfinished things. And when the last star disappears tonight, I'll still be here beneath the porch light. Porch light flickers, the night grows still. Some roads end, some memories never will. There's a porch at the edge of an old dirt road where the summer sun used to linger and glow. Would sit there talking till the fireflies came, young enough to think that life would stay the same. I left with a suitcase and a head full of dreams, chasing distant lights, chasing bigger things. But every road I traveled, every town I knew, somehow brought me back to memories of you. On the porch where summer stayed, I can still hear the promises we made. Some were broken, some came true, some disappeared with the morning dew. I spent my life looking for somewhere to belong, only to find I've been searching all along. When the world gets quiet at the end of the day, I go back to the porch where summer stayed. My mother's old radio still plays in my mind, a slow country song from another time. My father would whistle while he fixed the screen, never saying much but saying everything. I wish I had known how precious those days before they slipped quietly into yesterday. You don't understand the value of a light until you're standing alone in the middle of the night. On the porch where summer stayed, I can still hear the promises we made. Some were broken, some came true, some disappeared with the morning dew. I spent my life looking for somewhere to belong, only to find I've been searching all along. When the world gets quiet at the end of the day, I go back to the porch where summer stayed. Maybe time was never meant to be defeated. Maybe every ending leaves us something needed. The years took people, dreams and youth, but left me with a little more truth. On the porch where summer stayed, I finally understand the choices that I made. I don't need to bring those old days back, I just need to carry the love they left intact. If the road ahead is shorter than before, I'll walk it slowly, I won't ask for more. And when the final evening turns to gray, I'll close my eyes and see that porch again. The fireflies are gone, the old road's grown still, but summer never really left me. Found an old key in a wooden door. Don't remember what it opened anymore. There was a name carved underneath the dust, a little piece of someone I once loved. I held it for a moment in my hand, thinking about the boy I used to be. He had 1,000 places he could run, but never knew what he was running from. We leave a little something everywhere we go, a whispered word, a photograph, a song we used to know. Some things fade like footprints in the rain. Some stay forever like a shadow in the frame. I've spent my life learning what I cannot keep, and finding old truths buried underneath. Maybe all we really own in this life are the things we leave behind. My mother's voice still lives inside my head, telling me to slow down before the years have fled. I never understood those words back then, and now I hear them every time the evening settles in. There was a woman who believed in me. She saw the man I hope someday to be. I thought tomorrow would be waiting at the door, but tomorrow came and she wasn't there anymore. We leave a little something everywhere we go, a whispered word, a photograph, the song we used to know. Some things fade like footprints in the rain. Some stay forever like a melody remains. I've spent my life learning what I cannot keep, and finding old truths buried underneath. Maybe all we really own in this life are the things we leave behind. So I won't curse the roads that led me here, or waste another night fighting all my fears. Every wrong turn taught me something true. Every goodbye left a little light to guide me through. Faces from the frame, but love has a way of remembering our names. I've stopped asking time to give it all back. I'm grateful for the memories I still have. And when my final road disappears from sight, I leave a little love behind. The key may rust, the old doors may close, but somewhere in this world, a little part of me still knows. I found an old coat hanging by the door. Still smells like rain from a life I had before. There's a faded photograph tucked in the sleeve of a younger man who still believed he had a road beneath his feet and a heart that didn't know defeat. Now I wonder, standing here alone, how so many miles became my home. I've carried every word I should have said, and every dream I left for dead. The older I get, the more I see. Some things were never meant to leave. Where do the years go when they disappear? Do they hide in the silence or live in our tears? I've spent half my life chasing what I thought I knew, only to find what I needed was already true. If time is a river, then let it roll slow. I'm still trying to learn where the lost days go. I remember her laughing underneath the porch light, summer on her skin, stars burning bright. She said, don't wait till tomorrow to love today. But I was young and I walked away. Some goodbyes never make a sound, they just leave an empty chair around. And every quiet evening since then, I hear that voice calling me again. I've carried that night through every town, wondering why I let her down. But you can't turn the hands of time, you can only learn from what you leave behind. Where do the years go when they disappear? Or live in our tears? I've spent half my life chasing what I thought I knew, only to find what I needed was already true. If time is a river, then let it roll slow. I'm still trying to learn where the lost days go. There were roads I took just to prove I was right, long empty highways underneath the midnight. I traded quiet mornings for a restless heart, thought getting somewhere meant making a start. I watched old friends become memories, like autumn leaves falling from the trees. And somewhere between the then and now, I forgot what I was searching for somehow. Maybe meaning isn't waiting at the end. Maybe it's the hands we held, the hearts we mended. Maybe all these scars are maps we never read, showing us the places where we loved instead. Maybe home was never somewhere I could find. Maybe home was waiting in the people left behind. Now I sit alone where the old fields end, watching the evening turn gold again. The same moon rises like it always has, shining on the future in the shadows of the past. I've made mistakes I can't undo, lost some dreams and people too, but every scar has taught me somehow there's only one place I can live, and that is now. So I forgive the man I used to be for every road that carried him to me. He was only trying to find his way through all the darkness of yesterday. Where do the years go when they disappear? They become old songs that we still hold dear. They become the faces that we carry inside, the roads that we travel, the tears that we cried. If time is a river, I don't need to know. I sit by the water and let the whole thing flow. And when my last smile finally comes into view, I'll be grateful for the road that carried me through. Where do the years go when they disappear?
I woke up with the morning on my face, found an old photograph in a wooden case. There I was, young and 23, thinking life would wait for me. I had a heart that wanted every road, never knew how heavy dreams could grow. Now I trade all those miles I ran for one quiet hour with the ones I loved back then. Before the evening comes, before the daylight fades, I wanna say the words I left unsaid for days. I've spent too long chasing what was never mine. Now I just wanna hold a little peace tonight. I remember my brother by the old front gate, laughing at the world, telling me not to wait. We promised we'd grow old side by side, then life took him down another road one night. Some memories hurt, but I keep them near. They remind me I was lucky to have those years. The heart remembers what the mind forgets. Love is sometimes all we have left. Before the evening comes, before the daylight fades, I want to forgive mistakes I made. I've spent too long running from the man I was. Now I'm learning to forgive, because forgiveness is a love. Maybe time is not our enemy. Maybe it's the teacher we refuse to see. It takes the things we think we need, then shows us what was real underneath. Before the evening comes, I'll leave the past behind. Keep the love inside my heart. Let the old regrets unwind. I don't need another lifetime to understand what's true. If I have one more sunrise, I'll spend it close to you. The road was long, the years were kind. I lost some things, but I found my way in time. I've walked these roads for years and years, carrying old dreams, carrying old tears. Some roads I chose, some chose me, some led nowhere, some set me free. I spend my life trying to understand what slips away and what stays in your hands. There's a last light burning down the road, calling me home with a soft glow. I've lost some love, I've made mistakes, but every scar is a choice I made. If time is a river, let it carry me slow. I'm done chasing places I'll never know. When the night comes down and the cold winds blow, I'll follow the last light home.
I still hear my father's voice sometimes, like an old song hiding between the lines. And I see her face in the evening rain. Some loves leave, but they never really fade. Maybe the meaning was never far. Maybe it lived in who we are, in every goodbye, every broken dream, in the quiet moments nobody sees. There's a last light burning down the road, calling me home with a soft glow. I'll keep the memories, release the pain, let the lost years fall like rain. I don't need answers anymore, just one warm light beside the door. When my journey ends and the night comes slow, I'll follow the last light home. I've walked long enough. I know where I'm going now.
I found an old suitcase beneath the stairs, full of faded letters and forgotten prayers. There was a ticket from a town out west, a place I thought would give my heart some rest. I carried that suitcase through the changing years, packed it with my hopes, my doubts, my fears. Now I open it and finally see how much of the past was still inside of me. I'm learning the shape of a fading dream, how nothing is ever quite what it seems. Some things disappear, some stay in the soul. Some broken pieces somehow make us whole. I don't need to know where the road will bend, I just wanna make peace with how it ends. If time takes everything I thought I knew, I'll keep the love that carried me through. I remember a friend from another life who called me home on a cold winter night. We
talked about the years we'd lost, never knowing what those years had cost. He said we spend our youth trying to be free, then spend our age finding what we need. Those words stayed with me long after he left, like a quiet truth I had never understood yet. I'm learning the shape of a fading dream, how nothing is ever quite what it seems. Some things disappear, some stay in the soul. Some broken pieces somehow make us whole. I don't need to know where the road will bend, I just wanna make peace with how it ends. If time takes everything I thought I knew, I'll keep the love that carried me through. The years don't owe us another chance. The past won't change because we understand. But every morning gives us one more breath, one more chance to choose what matters best. Shadows down empty streets, and hold on to the love that time can't defeat. Whatever tomorrow chooses to bring, I face it with the memories these years gave me. And when the final page is written through, I'll be grateful for the life that carried me through. The suitcase is empty, the road is wide. I've got no need to run anymore. One final electric guitar.
There's a dirt road running past the fields, where I learned that time can hurt and heal. The old oak trees still stand beside the fence, watching every season coming in. I used to race the sunset down that road, thinking I could outrun every load. Now I stop beneath the evening sky and let the younger years go drifting by, where the old trees remember, I remember too. Every dream I abandoned, every promise I knew. I've been looking for meaning in the places I've been, but the road keeps reminding me to look within. watched the evening storms, she would tell me, son, the years move fast. Don't spend your life wishing for the past. I didn't understand her words back then. Thought the road would always bring me home again. Now I hear her every time the night gets still, like a distant voice beyond the hill, where the old trees remember. I remember too, every face I have lost, every dream that fell through. I've been looking for answers at the end of the road, but maybe the meaning is the love that we hold. I can't change the river, I can't turn back the rain, I can't bring back the people I was too proud to say. But I can't forgive the years and the man I used to be. Somewhere in all that losing, I found what matters to me. Can finally see all the roads I was given were leading back to me. I don't need tomorrow to explain yesterday. I'll carry the love with me and let the rest fade away. Trees are standing, the night settles down. I came here searching, and I finally found a little peace in the place I began. Guitar notes, stood alone beside the station light, watching empty tracks disappear into the night. I had a ticket and a heart full of doubt. Too many things I never figured out. Town was sleeping, the rain came down. I could hear the midnight breathing through the town. I thought leaving
would make me someone new. But every mile kept bringing me back to you. After the last train leaves, what are you running from? When all the roads go quiet, where do you think you'll run? I've spent half my life searching for something I could name. Now I know the heart remembers what the years try to erase. I remember Sunday evenings at home, my mother humming while she worked alone, my father's boots beside the kitchen door. The little things I never noticed before. I'd give anything for one ordinary day, for one more laugh before it slipped away. But time doesn't bargain, and the years don't bend. They take what they take and never give it back again. After the last train leaves, what are you running from? When all the roads go quiet, where do you think you'll run? I've spent half my life searching for something I could name. Now I know the heart remembers what the years tried to erase. Maybe we're not meant to understand why some dreams fall right through our hands. Maybe the meaning isn't somewhere far. Maybe it's hiding in the scars. After the last train leaves, I don't need to run. I'll let the silence find me beneath the fading sun. I keep the love that shaped me, the memories I can't replace, and forgive the younger man who was only trying to find his place. The station lights are dimming, the night is almost gone. The last train disappeared, but somehow I'm still moving on. One final electric
Thank you.
woke up with the sunrise on my wall, thinking about the places I once called home. Some dreams faded, some dreams stayed, some were lost in the choices I made. Old roads behind me, new morning ahead, a lifetime of words I never said. I've carried my regrets like stones in my coat, till I learned some things are better left alone. I may not know where this road will go, but I've learned enough to take it slow. There's a photograph of my younger days, a restless heart and 1,000 ways. I thought I needed the whole world to see. Now all I need is a little peace in me. Old roads behind me, new morning ahead, a lifetime of words I've never said. I've lost some people, I've lost some time, but their memories still walk beside mine. I may not know where this road will go, but I've learned enough to take it slow. Maybe every wrong turn had a reason, maybe every goodbye had its season. The years don't promise to explain, they only teach us how to carry the pain. Tears I've shed, I'll keep the love and let the sorrow fade. Be thankful for the choices that I made. If tomorrow comes, I'll meet it slow, with an open heart and know where I need to go. Behind me, new morning ahead, I'm still here, and that's enough. found an old postcard in a box, two faded names and a broken clock. It brought me back to a summer night when we believed everything would turn out right. You wanted to stay, I wanted to run. We thought forever had just begun. Funny how a single choice can grow into a road you'll never know. I still wonder about the road we never took, the life we might have lived, the chances we forsook. Would we have grown old beneath the same sky? Would you still be here if I had stayed that night? I'll never know, and maybe that's okay. Some questions are meant to follow us this way. I've learned that peace is not knowing where it goes, it's making peace with the road we never chose. Spent some years chasing brighter lights, sleeping in cheap rooms, driving through the nights. I collected stories, but I lost some friends, always thinking the next town would make amends. Then one cold morning, by a roadside sign, I realized I'd been leaving myself behind. All the miles I thought would set me free were only teaching me what home could mean. I still wonder about the road we never took, the life we might have lived, the chances we forsook. Would we have grown old beneath the same sky? Would you still be here if I had stayed that night? I'll never know, and maybe that's okay. Some questions are meant to follow us this way. I've learned that peace is not knowing where it goes, it's making peace with the road we never chose. The years don't answer every prayer, they just teach us how to breathe the air. Regret can be a heavy stone, but even heavy hearts can find their way home. To make room for here, and if I could live those years again, I'd still be grateful for where they led. The road we never took still lives somewhere in me, not as a wound, just as a memory.
I've been driving with the radio low, watching old towns disappear in the glow. Every mile carries something I knew. Every turn leaves a little less of me too. When the highway sleeps, I hear my heart counting every place where I fell apart. I can't go back, but I can still remember the hands I held, the nights of September. Maybe life was never meant to make sense. Maybe we find the truth in what we've left. There's an old house standing by the lake, where I learned how much a heart could take. I left too young with too much pride, and now those empty rooms still live inside. When the highway sleeps, I hear my heart counting every place where I fell apart. I can't go back, but I can still remember the words we lost, the warmth of December. Maybe love was never meant to stay. Maybe it teaches us before it fades away. I used to chase the years ahead. Now I'm grateful for the ones I spent. Every scar, every goodbye was another piece of learning how to live. Finally make peace with who we are. The road keeps turning, the night keeps moving on. And somewhere in the silence, I finally feel at home. There's a room full of rain inside my mind, where old memories gather when I'm tired. I hear your footsteps somewhere down the hall,
though I know there's no one there at all. I used to chase the years like they were mine, never saw how quickly they could fly. Now I sit beside the window every night, watching yesterday dissolve into the light. Oh, time keeps taking what we cannot hold, turns young hearts into stories growing old. I've got regrets, but I won't let them stay. I'll carry the love and let the sorrow fade. If there's a meaning hidden in these years, maybe it's the love that survived all the tears. And when the morning finally calls my name, I'll walk outside and leave behind the rain. I remember my father's worn-out shoes and all the roads he never got to choose. He told me, son, don't wait too long to live. But I was too young to understand what he meant. There were nights I could have stayed and listened, words I could have said but never did. Funny how the things we leave unsaid can echo louder than the words we said. Oh, time keeps taking what we cannot hold, turns young hearts into stories growing old. I've got regrets, but I won't let them stay. I'll carry the love and let the sorrow fade. If there's a meaning hidden in these years, maybe it's the love that survived all the tears. And when the morning finally calls my name, I'll walk outside and leave behind the rain. Maybe I was never meant to know why some flowers bloom and some won't grow. Maybe the road is all there is to find, and the destination lives inside the miles. Time keeps taking, but it gives us something too. A little more wisdom, a clearer view. I'll forgive the man I was before and stop knocking on those old locked doors. If there's a meaning hidden in these years, I'll find it in the love that remains here. And when the morning washes out the gray, I'll thank the night and let it fade away. There's still rain on the window, but the sky's turning blue. can't change yesterday, but I can choose what I do. One final electric guitar band, and for the first time in a long, long while, I'm walking toward the light.
I found an old map underneath my bed, with faded lines and places I once fled. There was a town circled in blue ink, a place I haven't thought about in years. I used to believe the road would tell me why, so I followed every sunset I could find. But every highway eventually turns around and brings you back to what you left behind. There are miles between the memories, and years between the man I used to be. I've carried every goodbye in my heart, every broken dream, every brand new start. I thought I was searching for a place to belong, but maybe I was searching all along for the courage to forgive what I couldn't change, and let the past call my name. I remember her standing by the station, holding back the tears in conversation. She said, "You always wanted somewhere new." I said, "Someday I'll come back to you." Someday became a lifetime in disguise, and I still see that evening in her eyes. Some promises don't break with a sound, they simply disappear while we're not looking around. There are miles between the memories, and years between the man I used to be. I've carried every goodbye in my heart, every broken dream, every brand new start. I thought I was searching for a place to belong, but maybe I was searching all along for the courage to forgive what I couldn't change, and let the past call my name. Time doesn't heal every wound. Sometimes it teaches you to live with the truth. You can't bring back what the river takes, but you can learn to love what remains.
I finally know where I belong. One final electric.
Left my hometown with a borrowed car, a restless heart, and a pocket full of stars. I thought the world was waiting just for me. Never knew how hard it was to leave. I chased the years like they were mine to keep. Lost a few friends and lost some sleep. Now I watch the river after dark, wondering when I lost their younger heart. But the river knows my name. It remembers every road I came, every tear, every broken dream, every place that wasn't what it seemed. I can't turn the water back upstream. I can only follow where it leads. And if the years have changed my face, the river still remembers who I was. There was a girl with sunlight in her eyes. She believed my promises, believed my lies. I told her I would never disappear, then vanished with the turning of the year. Sometimes I hear in the evening rain a distant voice calling me again. I wonder if she ever thinks of me, or if I'm just another memory. But the river knows my name. It remembers every road I came, every tear, every broken dream, every place that wasn't what it seemed. I can't turn the water back upstream. I can only follow where it leads. And if the years have changed my face, the river still remembers who I was. Baby, life is not about arriving. Maybe it's learning how to keep surviving. The things we lose, the things we find, leave their fingerprints upon the mind.
drift away like falling leaves beneath the rain. I'll keep the love, I'll keep the scars, I'll thank the night for every star. And when the road finally reaches the sea, I'll know the river carried me. The river keeps rolling, the years keep passing by. I finally stopped asking the river why.
I've got an old pair of boots by the door. They walk through places I can't name anymore. Every scratch has a story to tell. Every mile left a little of me somewhere else. I used to count the years like coins in my hand. Thought I could buy my way to a better land. But the older I get, the clearer it seems. Some roads take more than they give to your dreams. When the dust settles down and the road gets quiet, I'll look at the life I've made and finally stop fighting for the things I lost, for the things I couldn't save. I let them rest beneath the years they gave. There's a faded blue dress in an old wooden chest, a photograph of someone who once knew me best. She said, "You don't have to run to be free." But I was too young to understand what she meant to me. Now I see a smile in the evening light, a little piece of heaven from another life. Some regrets don't need to disappear, they just become softer as you live with them each year. When the dust settles down and the road gets quiet, I'll look at the life I've made and finally stop fighting for the things I lost, for the things I couldn't save. I let them rest beneath the years they gave. Maybe the answer was never at the end. Maybe it was hidden in the people and friends, in every small kindness, every hand we held, in every broken heart that somehow learned to heal.
boots are by the doorway. The night is settling in. I don't know where tomorrow goes, but I'm finally at peace with where I've been. One final electric adore.
Found your name written on an old motel wall, underneath the dust, beneath it all. Two young hearts in a date from long ago, a little proof of a life we used to know. I remember driving with the windows down, laughing like we owned that little town. We thought the night would never disappear. We didn't know how fast could turn a year. If I could have one more night, one more conversation in the porch light, I'd tell you all the things I never said before the years turned gold and left. We thought forever was a promise we could keep, but forever was just a moment we could feel. And if I ever loved anything that much, I'd want one little longer than forever. My father kept an old chair by the door. He'd sit there watching rain fall on the floor. He never talked about the things he'd lost. He just smiled and said, "Son, every life has a cost." I didn't understand the weight of those words. I was too busy chasing dreams and chasing roads. Now I hear his voice when the house is still, like a distant song rolling over the hill. If I could have one more night, one more conversation in the porch light, I'd tell you all the things I never
just sit beside the ones I love. Thank the stars for what I've got. No more chasing what tomorrow might become. No more wishing I could change what's done. I've learned that love is never really gone. It just stays a little longer than forever. The lights grow dim, the evening settles down. Some memories fade, but the best ones stay around.
There's dust on the dashboard, rain on the glass, 1,000 old miles from a life in the past. The radio whispers the song I once knew, and every old lyric keeps leading to you. I drove through the night with nowhere to be, just following headlights and memories. Somewhere between here and the town I left, I started forgiving the man I was then. Oh, these roads know the stories I never told, the dreams I abandoned, the hands I couldn't hold. I spent all my years trying to outrun time. Now I'm learning the past doesn't have to be mine. If the road keeps turning, I'll let it turn slow. There's still a little life in this old heart, I know. I remember a summer beside the river, her blue dress moving with a warm night breeze. She asked me to stay, but I wanted the world. I traded her love for a map and a road. Years later I found that old photograph, two young hearts smiling unaware of the past. I held it for hours, then put it away. Some memories hurt less when you let them stay. Oh, these roads know the stories I never told, the dreams I abandoned, the hands I couldn't hold. I spent all my years trying to
tears that we cry, and learning to lose without losing our life. Let the old regrets fall away, little by little. I don't need to know where tomorrow will go. I just need this moment, moving gentle and slow. Road calls and the headlights grow dim, I'll be thankful for every mile that brought me here. Dust on the dashboard, stars overhead. Some roads are behind me, some roads lie ahead. There's dust on the dashboard, rain on the glass, 1,000 old miles from a life in the past. The radio whispers a song I once knew, and every old lyric keeps leading to you. I drove through the night with nowhere to be, just following headlights and memories. Somewhere between here and the town I left, I started forgiving the man I was then. Oh, these roads know the stories I never told, the dreams I abandoned ahead.
Found your old letter in a drawer. The ink has faded, but I remember every word. Funny how life can change so fast, how tomorrow turns into the past. I used to think that leaving meant being free, never knew what goodbye would do to me. Now I watch the evening cross the wall and hear your name in the silence when shadows fall.
There's a quiet side of goodbye, where the old memories never die, that don't ask for yesterday, they just quietly stay. I've made my peace with what I couldn't keep, with the promises buried underneath. Some roads and some dreams pass by, but love lives on the quiet side of goodbye. My father's watch still ticks beside my bed, a little piece of time he left instead. I never asked him where the years had gone. I thought I'd have forever to carry on. Now every morning feels a little more rare. Every empty chair tells me someone was there. Maybe growing old is learning to see how much of life was already enough for me. There's a quiet side of goodbye, where the old memories never die. They don't ask for yesterday, they just quietly stay. I've made my peace with what I couldn't keep, with the promises buried underneath. Some roads and some dreams pass by, but love lives on the quiet side of goodbye. Maybe we spend our whole lives searching for a sign, when the answer is waiting in the ordinary times. A hand on your shoulder, a voice in the rain, a little bit of love in the middle of the pain. Slow, slow. There's a quiet side of goodbye, where I can finally let the old days lie. I'll keep the memories, release the blame, let the years carry away what I cannot change. If this is all the road was meant to show, and I'm grateful for the people I came to know. And when the last light leaves the sky, I'll rest in the quiet side of goodbye. No more questions, no more why, just the sound of an old guitar and the evening passing by. woke up before the morning light, heard an old train somewhere in the night. There was a suitcase underneath my bed, full of places I never left. I held a letter from another time, a few faded words in a trembling line. Funny how a piece of paper can bring a whole lost world back with everything. I used to think the road would set me free. Now I know the road was carrying me. I've been carrying the weight of yesterday, down every highway, every lonely way. Some things I lost, some things I threw away, some things I loved but was too proud to say. And every mile has something left to say about the man I was and who I am today. I can't change the past, I can only pray. I learned to lay down the weight of yesterday. There was a little house beside the creek where I spent my younger, wilder weeks. My father's hands were rough from work, my mother knew exactly where it hurt. Sunday evening smelled like coffee and rain, old records spinning through the window pane. I never knew how precious those days were till time turned them into memories blurred. We always think we've got another year, until the things we love just disappear. I've been carrying the weight of yesterday, down every highway, every lonely way. Some things I lost, some things I threw away, some things I loved but was too proud to say. I can't change the past, I can only pray. I learned to lay down the weight of yesterday. I remember a woman with a silver ring who believed in every foolish dream. She stood beside me when the money ran low, never asked where the road was gonna go. I thought I had time to make things right, so I kept chasing some distant light. By the time I finally understood, she was gone like I always feared she would. Maybe regret is an old friend, one that comes around when the daylight ends. He sits beside you, quiet and still, reminds you of every road you could have filled. But if I spend my whole life looking back, I miss the road that's underneath my tracks. So I'll thank the past for what it gave, then turn my face toward the days I from an old wooden chair, feel the evening moving through the air. There's still a little fire inside my chest. Not every question needs an answer yet. Maybe life was never meant to be a road where every sign was clear to see. I spent so long trying to understand why some things slipped right through my hands. Now I know what time was trying to teach. Some truths are found in what we cannot keep. I've been carrying the weight of yesterday, but I don't have to carry it the same way. The roads I lost still brought me here. The tears I cried taught me how to hear. And every sky has something left to say about the man I was and who I am today. I can't change the past, but I can finally say I'm learning to let go of yesterday. So let the old roads fade into the blue. Let the ghosts of yesterday pass through. I'll keep the memories, but I won't stay. I'll carry the love and leave the pain away. If there's a meaning waiting at the end, maybe it's the love we gave, the hearts we meant. And when my final sunset fills the sky, I'll have no more roads to wonder why. The train is fading somewhere in the dark, a lonely whistle like an old man's heart. I close that letter and turn out the light. For the first time, everything feels right.